Hi, I'm Dr. Rob Cananello. I'm the Clinical Director for the Fit Feet program of Healthy Athletes of Special Olympics New Jersey. I want to say hello to all my Special Olympians out there. You athletes are amazing individuals, and I'm really proud of each and every one of you. I'm sorry we can't meet in person today, but I just wanted to go over a few things about what Fit Feet is all about so you can understand in the future when you do get to see us. But Fit Feet, we like to have the opportunity to take a look at how you're functioning, how your feet are doing, and make sure that they're super healthy. Some of the simplest things that we do, you'll see in our video, we like to just examine the foot, we watch you walk, we make sure you don't have any injuries, and then usually we give you some advice. Some of the simplest advice we tell patients and our athletes to do is to make sure you clean and wash your feet every day. Such an important thing. You want to keep your feet clean and dry as well. So one of the simplest ways to do that is by making sure you're wearing the proper socks. Now, the proper socks are usually some kind of sock that can wick away or get rid of some of the perspiration and sweat that's on your feet. So a good pair of clean socks really make the difference. So we'll look at that too when you come in and make sure you're wearing the right socks. The other thing for our athletes is a lot of times when you're in your sweaty athletic shoes and socks, you have a tendency to wear them all day long. Or say you're involved with an activity like swimming, you want to make sure you have good covering in between those times when you're doing your activity until after. So we always recommend for our athletes to wear a good pair of flip-flops. These happen to be OOFOS flip-flops, and OOFOS are the ones that actually supply our athletes with a free pair of shoes each time they come in and go through a Fit Feet screening. We want to thank people at OOFOS as well. And lastly, we look at shoes. And the shoes that we wear, we want to make sure that they're right for they're sized properly for you, first of all. We also want to make sure that they're right for the type of activity you're doing. So we always look for a shoe that's comfortable, that's cushioned, that gives enough toe space room for the individual, that's not too worn out on the bottom of their foot, and like I said, just fits them really well. So those are some of the simplest things that we can have our athletes do. Hey, how are you?
Good.
What's your name?
Alright.
Hey, Marette. I'm Dr. Rob. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
So today we're going to be taking care of your feet and looking at your feet, okay? What sports do you play?
Tennis.
Tennis? Cool. Excellent. So what we're going to do here today is going to take a look at your feet and make sure everything's okay. And we're probably going to measure your shoes and see how they match up, okay? All right. So the first thing you can do, can you take off your shoes and socks?
Yep.
How'd you do today? Did you do all right?
Yep.
Did you have fun?
Yeah.
That's cool. All right. So it looks like you're wearing good shoes. Have you been wearing these shoes for a while?
Yeah.
Okay. So part of the thing when we look at our athletes is that we want to make sure that the athlete is wearing the right shoes and the right socks. This athlete is wearing really good sneakers that fit her well and really nice, comfortable socks. We want socks that are good moisture wicking socks and shoes that fit them well. When the athlete comes, what we always want to do is to make sure that they're comfortable and happy to be there. So the first thing we do is we're going to measure the foot. All right? You can come a little closer for this. So I'm going to ask you to stand up. Okay? And what we're going to do is put your right foot right here. All right? And what size shoe do you normally wear?
Like a 6.
6, okay. So you're measuring about a 6.5, okay? A 6.5 on your right foot. And let's measure your other foot. Put your left foot right in there. And on this side, it's almost a 7, okay? So you can sit down. So that's an important point because a lot of times our athletes we see are not wearing the right shoe size. And that becomes a problem, and they can get blisters or problems with their feet because they're not wearing the proper shoe for what their activity is. So my recommendation for Marette is going to be to get a shoe that maybe is a little bit bigger next time, okay? All right, so this is our foot mascot that was made by the mother of one of our clinical directors in Belgium. So this foot mascot is really good because it actually shows a couple of things that we want to look at with our athletes. We want to make sure that the toenails are cut straight. We look between their toes, make sure nothing's going on. We look at the bottom of their foot, make sure everything is okay. So this is just kind of a fun little thing that we look at to make sure everything is going well with the foot. All right. So next thing we do is we ask the person to put the foot right on the footstool. So put both feet up there if you want. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to look at her feet. And what we always look for with the athletes is to look between their toes and make sure there's nothing like a cut or a wound in the bottom of their feet as well. Make sure the skin is dry, no cracks. And then we also look at the structure of their feet. So we ask the patient to stand up. Okay, and we see if there's any kind of bumps and this patient has a little bit of a bunion here, which is not a big deal. We look and make sure there's no wounds or on their toes or things like that. Now I'll say to the athlete, can you just walk in place for me? Watch them walk in place, and then I ask them to turn around and march in place again. Watch them march in place. Okay, now see Kyle over there? I want you to walk back and forth here twice, all right? If you go with Kyle, give him a high five and walk back. Walk back to me. Give me a high five. Cool, and we'll walk on over there. Perfect. All right, I look forward to the next time we could get together and see each other face to face, share some high fives and some smiles and hugs. Until then, I'm Dr. Rob Cananello, and thank you for all you do, and stay happy and stay healthy.